Welcome, everyone, to this Rugby Obsession Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
We are jumping straight into some really timely stuff today. Exciting news, actually.
Absolutely. We've got, well, just one source for this deep dive. It's an article, but it's packed with the kind of key info that, any rugby fan keeping tabs on the international scene will want.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're diving into an article that puts a spotlight on, well, a very specific upcoming international match. And our mission, like always here on Rugby Obsession, is to go through the source material you give us, pull out the important bits, the insights.
Basically, yeah. Give you the shortcut to knowing what's what.
Exactly. Get you fully informed on the latest happenings without the legwork.
Think of it as getting the core story, the essentials, what it actually means. We're here to figure out what's significant in this piece.
And honestly, with the international rugby season really building towards 2025, this piece of news, it feels pretty relevant right now. So if you're as, passionate about rugby as we are, getting these updates is crucial. Which brings me to the first point right up front. Make sure you subscribe to Rugby Obsession. That way you won't miss any of these deep dives.
Good call. Okay, so let's unpack this article then. What's it highlighting? The main focus, the big event. It's a major international game.
And not just any game. The article really zooms in on a clash between two, giants of world rugby, both Southern Hemisphere teams.
Yep.
It's the world champs, South Africa, taking on Argentina.
Now, that always gets people interested. And the article is clear on the context, too. This match, it's a key part of the 2025 Rugby Championship.
Right.
And it also sort of places it in the bigger picture, mentions the Lions tour to Australia is also on the horizon in 2025. Just shows what a massive year it's shaping up to be.
So, yeah, definitely not just a friendly kickabout. It's a proper tournament game and a huge year for rugby.
Yeah.
That context,
Yeah.
it tells you straight away, this game matters. Now, for anyone thinking about this one, the when and where, absolutely vital details, and the article is very specific.
It lays out the logistics. Saturday, October 4th. That's in 2025, of course.
Okay, Saturday, the 4th of October, 2025.
Got it. And kickoff is set for 14-0.
2 o'clock, Saturday afternoon. Classic rugby time.
And the venue, the article mentions, it's a big one, a really big one. Adds a certain, prestige.
It certainly does. The location,
Yeah.
ALLIANZ Stadium at Twickenham in London.
Twickenham, wow, okay. The home of English rugby. That's interesting in itself, isn't it?
It is.
A rugby championship game, South Africa versus Argentina, happening at maybe the most famous stadium in the Northern Hemisphere. The article even points that out, the anticipation around seeing Southern Hemisphere giants clash in a Northern Hemisphere venue.
And what's really interesting there, I think, is how that location just elevates the whole thing described in the article, Twickenham.
Yeah.
It's not just any stadium. It's like a global rugby destination.
So playing this match there makes it this huge international event way beyond just the usual fans of, say, the Springboks or the Pumas. It connects them straight to that massive Northern Hemisphere crowd.
Yeah, absolutely. Makes it a truly global thing. Now, speaking of, actually going to this potentially historic game, the article has a pretty direct message. Urgent, even. Right in the headline.
Doesn't mess about, does it? The headline tells you the most critical thing if you're a fan wanting to go. Limited tickets remain for Springboks versus Argentina in London.
Limited tickets remain. That says it all, really. It tells you it's popular. It's not just saying match announced. It's more like, get in quick.
Definitely a call to action.
And the article explains how limited.
Yeah, it says there are only a few hundred tickets left. Just a few hundred. And you think about Twickenham. Holds over 80,000 people.
Wow, okay. A few hundred out of 80,000 plus. That really shows how fast they've gone.
Puts it in perspective.
Definitely underscores the demand. For this game, at that place, and those last few seats, does it say where they are?
Yes, it pinpoints them. It says they're in the middle tier.
Middle tier, okay.
And crucially, the article doesn't just say they're limited, it gives the cost. And it actually calls them affordable.
Affordable. At Twickenham for an international. You don't always hear those words together. It sounds interesting. What are the prices it mentions for these middle tier ones?
According to this piece, adult tickets are £55.
£55.
Yep. And for kids under 16s, it's £28.
Okay, 55 adult, 28 kids to see South Africa versus Argentina at Twickenham's Allianz Stadium.
Right.
Yeah, that actually does sound pretty affordable for a game like that there.
It really does.
Definitely backs up the article calling it affordable. Makes it seem, I don't know, genuinely reachable for more people than maybe a typical big international there.
It suggests maybe a deliberate pricing strategy to make sure they get a brilliant full crowd for this particular game, even though it's not, say, a Six Nations fixture.
Makes sense.
The article does mention booking fees apply, which, is standard.
Always the way.
But yeah, that base price is definitely something the article wants you to notice.
It feels like they're framing it as a real opportunity for fans, doesn't it? Especially with that price. Okay, so beyond the tickets and timings, what about the match itself? What does the article say fans can expect, on the pitch?
It paints a picture of a thrilling encounter. That's the phrase used.
Grilling encounter.
Okay, and it highlights that both teams, South Africa and Argentina, will be eager to finish their respective campaigns on a high note.
Okay, that's key, isn't it?
Yeah.
Within that Rugby Championship context, they're not just playing for fun. Results matter for standings, for momentum going forward.
Exactly.
So knowing both are motivated to finish high suggests it'll be intense, both teams going forward. Definitely not just an exhibition match.
Precisely. It adds that competitive spice to the description. The article's definitely trying to build that buzz, focusing on the quality, the stakes involved. Even if it's towards the end of that tournament window, it promises rugby superstars in action.
And seeing those big names live, playing for something.
Yeah.
That's what world-class rugby is all about. Right, so for anyone listening who's now thinking, limited tickets, decent price, huge game at Twickenham, how do I get one? Does the article spell that out?
Very clearly. It gives the exact web address to go to.
Okay.
It directs people straight to www.ticketmaster.co.uk.
www.ticketmaster.co.uk.
Right. So that's the place the article says to go if you want to try and snap up one of those last few hundred tickets. 55 adult, 28 kids.
The whole picture the article presents is, well, quite compelling. It's not just here's a match, it's here's an event.
Yeah.
It promises world-class rugby, an electrifying atmosphere, and it specifically frames it as a day out for the family.
That phrase, day out for the family, alongside electrifying atmosphere, that's interesting. Suggests they're aiming for that broad appeal, doesn't it? Not just the hardcore fans, but maybe bringing new people in, too.
Seemed like it.
Highlights that whole experience of live international sport. Top action, big crowd buzz, all in one package. Yeah, the article definitely wants to get across that sense of excitement, the opportunity around this specific game. It's doing more than just reporting facts. It's trying to capture the vibe.
And capturing that vibe, that excitement, pulling out the key info from the world of rugby, that's exactly what we try to do here on every deep dive.
Mm-hmm.
So if you appreciate us digging into the source material like this, pulling out the crucial details, saving you time, well, you're in the right place. And to keep getting these insights, these shortcuts, make sure you are subscribed to Rugby Obsession. Seriously, it's the best way to stay clued in.
Getting info like this, broken down and discussed, it just helps you quickly grasp why certain announcements or events matter in the rugby world.
Yeah.
You understand not just what's happening, but why it's significant based on what the source is actually telling us.
It's about giving you that little edge, making sure you're current on the big things without getting swamped. We've covered the main points from this article now, haven't we?
Yeah.
The specific match, its context.
Yep, the location, date, time.
The urgent ticket situation, those affordable prices for what's left.
What kind of game to expect, and importantly, where to actually buy the tickets.
It's a pretty solid briefing, I think, on what this article wanted people to know.
Okay, so let's just quickly recap those absolute key takeaways from our deep dive into this article. We looked at that 2025 Rugby Championship game, South Africa versus Argentina.
Right, a big one. Set for Saturday, October 4th, 2025. Kickoff is 2 p.m., and it's happening at the ALLIANZ Stadium at Twickenham in London.
And a really crucial point from the source. Tickets are super limited now, only a few hundred left, and they're specifically in the middle tier.
And the price for those, which the article flagged as affordable, $55 for adults, $28 for kids under 16, plus those booking fees. And the place to go, according to the article, is www.ticketmaster.co.uk.
And the article builds it up as a thrilling encounter. Expects both sides to be pushing hard, promising world-class rugby, electrifying atmosphere, and suitable for a family day out.
Okay, so based on all that, everything we've just pulled from the article, the match, the venue, the description, we'd actually love to hear from you listening. Have you ever watched live rugby at the Allianz Stadium in Twickenham?
Good question.
What are your thoughts on it? The atmosphere, the experience, based on maybe being there, or just what you imagine from descriptions like the one in this article? Let us know. We're curious about your perspective.
It's interesting how the article really leans into that idea, isn't it? Seeing these Southern Hemisphere giants playing on northern turf, especially somewhere like Twickenham. makes you think about the global spread of the game.
It really does. Bringing the Springboks and Pumas to London for a championship match. It really underscores how international rugby is, and that pull of seeing live sport, especially when it's framed like this high-stakes, good-price, famous stadium. It's a reminder of why people love going to games.
Yeah, it shows maybe a commitment to getting the best rugby in front of as many fans as possible, wherever they are, using smart venue choices and ticketing.
For more deep dives just like this one, where we unpack the key details and the so what, behind the headlines and the sources, please do remember to subscribe to Rugby Obsession.
Yeah, don't miss out on understanding the next big story. Subscribe to Rugby Obsession today.
Thank you so much for listening to this Rugby Obsession deep dive, and we will look forward to you listening to our next episode.